Each year in the UK, over 10 million of us become a victim of crime.
In a second, a crime can absolutely change somebody's life.
It can be a pain that can last a lifetime. We've seen the devastation. That could happen to any one of us.
What we can do is give you a new start and a better future.
For 25 years, therapists Nik and Eva Speakman have helped transform lives.
Nobody should be a victim of crime, but certainly nobody should have to live with the repercussions of crime for the rest of their lives.
And what we do when we work with anyone is we want to know what happened, how did you perceive it, and what actually happened. And when we deliver the truth as we see it, that can change it in an instant.
The next person on their way to therapy with the Speakmans is 52-year-old Samantha Shrewsbury.
You're okay. We've come this far.
6 years ago, Samantha's daughter Jaden became the victim of a tragic crime.
So for most cases, perpetrators of crime are sent to prison. But what people don't realise or don't see is the internal prison that is actually created by those people that are left behind.
Been a massive deal to be here today. I don't go out the house usually on my own. My dad's brought me here today to hopefully give me a little bit of my life back.
It's an enormous day for Sam. Not just for Sam, but for her family as well. She doesn't have a life at the moment. She exists.
As with all of their cases, to be able to truly help.
Grab yourself a seat and put yourself up there.
First, Eva and Nik need to hear Samantha's story.
She wasn't planned, but she was wanted. When she was born, she had proper peaches and cream skin. She was proper cute.
Samantha went on to have 3 children, two girls and a boy, with Jaden being the youngest of the 3.
She was a little whirlwind, but yeah, she was spirited. She was a good kid.
The children were her life.
If you look at the pictures of her anyway, she's got orange hair, she's got red hair, she's got pink hair. She was a bit of a peacock in that respect. She wanted to be, she was all glittery and dresses and, you know, long hair and high heels and things like that. She was a tomboy in a tutu. That's how I used to explain her. She'd want to have a tutu on, sparkly shoes, but still climb a tree. I wonder why she's not allowed doing in the clothes that she's in. So, yeah, she was my tomboy in a tutu. When I first met him, he was as nice as pie. You know, he used to come round and Jaden and make bacon sandwiches. Didn't think nothing of it. He was giving her necklaces, taking her for meals and, you know, taking her out nights and things like that. And then, yeah, she just started changing.
It wasn't until she got with Ben that the contact sort of stopped. Within months, Jaden had changed from this confident, outgoing girl who would always text all the time, be on Facebook, constantly updating pictures, statuses, you know, you name it, to never, ever being online, never replying to anyone. She never had a number. It was always, you know, dead because he'd broken it.
What are you doing? Who are you texting?
Just talking to a friend.
A friend? What friend?
Because she wasn't allowed to communicate with any of us. She was definitely controlled. That became very apparent.
She was stealing out the house, stealing money, clothes.
There was not a bad bone in Jaden's body until she met him.
I remember one day in her bedroom, she had an Xbox and all that, and she was like, I need to take the rubbish out. I was like, yeah, OK then. And she had a big bag, she took the rubbish out, and she didn't come back. I went to the room, the Xbox and everything had gone. She sold it to somebody to pay his drugs bill. One of my best friends phoned me and said, I think you need to check Jaden. I was like, why? She's like, because the boyfriend's abusing her. He's been burning her with cigarettes. And I made a strip in front of me. Couldn't see nothing, but it was underneath her bra. And he was stood outside my door going, get Jaden out. And I was like, you're not having her? He's like, get Jaden out. And I was like, there's no way you're coming anywhere near her, not after what you've just done to her. And he went to go for me. I was like, go on then. He's like, what are you going to do? Phone police on them mans. I was like, no, me and you are going head first down these stairs. Come for me if you dare. It was almost Halloween, so we all had a bit of a drink and some chocolate and all that sort of thing. I thought I'd heard her on the phone, talking in the bathroom. And I knocked the door, and I said to her, get off that phone. So I haven't got a phone. I was like, I'm sure I just heard you talking. I stood outside the bathroom, and I stood there for about 5 minutes. She was talking to him. And I knocked her, I was like, you got 2 minutes to get out of here. Now. I said, you either give me that phone. She's like, I'm not, I'm in the bath. I was like, I'm going to count to 10, I'm going to kick the door in. She opened the door and she was fully dressed. I was like, right, either that phone and you stay here, you stay away from him, or you take him, and she chose him. And that was the last time she stayed with me. Even though she was away from him, he had that hold over her. I thought that our love as a mother and daughter might have overtook that, but no. I don't know how he done it, what he did it with, but he had a hook, line and sinker 100%. I met her because she wanted to talk about being pregnant. I said, you've got 3 options: abortion, keep it, adoption. She didn't want abortion, she didn't believe in that. She didn't want to adopt it, she wanted to keep it. And I said that I would stand by no matter what. We sat and chatted for about an hour. She had a Coca-Cola, I had a coffee. We said goodbye outside. That's the last time I ever saw her alive.
The 17-year-old was reported missing in the early hours of this morning. Police are asking for members of the public with any information to come forward immediately.
I didn't believe that the worst had happened. I believed that she would be found. And I went out in the car several nights looking for her.
So it wasn't right. She hadn't taken no clothes, nothing, and nobody could get hold of her. And I knew in my heart, deep down, it had something to do with him.
I turned around to my friend at the time and said, if she's with Ben, she's dead. I know she is. And then 3 weeks later, it was actually confirmed.
Teams have been searching a church graveyard in Didcot in Oxfordshire.
The search for missing teenager Jaden Parkinson has brought detectives to a graveyard.
It's a grave which they say shows signs of having been tampered with.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a long and difficult night, but as you probably know, we discovered a body in a particular grave in Osage Cemetery in Didcot, and I believe that body to be Jaden Parkinson, our missing teenager. We had prepared Jaden's family for the worst, but I'm afraid nothing can prepare you for the loss of your child.
I remember walking in the room, it's been really cold, and my head was bandaged.
Jaden was largely covered up because of the way she'd been treated.
That was the only time I could see her, because she'd been in the open for 2 weeks and then buried twice. She wasn't in a good way. I remember sitting there telling her I was sorry and I hadn't protected her.
22-year-old Ben Blakeley has been charged with 17-year-old Jaden's murder.
We did have some highly relevant information that's led us to other scenes, specifically the rural scenes outside of the village of Upton.
She met him on the Magdalen Bridge. He walked her to her death. And I think he had every intention of walking her to her death. Apparently, he put the knife in the bridge one end and told her if she went past it, he'd kick her face in. No, forewarned, oh, I'm a diverter.
I'm a diverter. No, I'm a diverter, anything. She'd been strangled 3 times that night. He brought her around twice. The third time he didn't. Oh, well, third time he'd gone too far. She was already dead. Fell on her down. I worry that in that moment in the field, she would have known what was occurring. Was she standing sick? Was it going through her head? Where's my mum? I want the baby. I don't want to die.
He buried her slightly with leaves and branches. He left her there for 2 weeks. He'd gone to his nan's, got a suitcase from her shed, emptied the contents. He dug her up. And he had to drag it across the field. When he was 12, he was overheard talking to another kid, saying to him that if he ever killed anybody, he would dig up a grave, put them in that grave so that DNA mixed together and they wouldn't be found. And that's exactly what he did. He put Jaden's body on top of his uncle's. He's taken off all the metal, all jewellery, all the metal on the clothes so that she couldn't be found with metal detectors. That day, I became a dead girl snob.
So that day when he took her life away, he took yours too?
Yeah, took everything. I live in my own bedroom in a house that I can't get out of. And I've had enough.
You allowed Ben to take your life away that day.
I know.
We want to give it you back. We asked you a question here. How would you know that you got your life back? And you said you could look at a picture of Jaden without having a panic attack.
Yeah.
We're going to show you them, and we'd like you to tell us 0 to 10 on a level of distress what you feel. So if it feels really bad, obviously that's a 10. If you just feel okay, it's a 0. Is that all right?
10. I hate that tattoo. She picked the words.
Is this a box of Jaden's memories?
There are good things in there.
But you won't look at them?
No. Because I know there's memories in there. There's her ruby slippers. Because she wanted to be Dorothy out of The Wizard of Oz. So...
Sam, I think you've cried enough now.
I want her back, and I know I can't have her back.
No, you can't. And do you know what, Sam? We can't give you your daughter back.
I know.
And we can't make it not have happened, and we can't help you to forget it. But what we can do today...
Stop you wasting your life.
Six years after her daughter Jaden was brutally killed, Samantha Shrewsbury struggles to look at her picture and feels like a prisoner in her own home. Now, the Speakmans are trying to help her overcome the debilitating trauma.
It struck me that Jaden was with Ben for a year. Okay, she suffered a year.
Yeah.
You've suffered 6. The big thing that you've got here is guilt. I think you feel that you should have protected her, you should have done more.
I didn't do my job well enough.
I was sat listening to you before and I'm thinking, what else could you have done?
What happened was totally wrong. That, none of us can change. And if we could, all of us would. We can't change that. But your version of events aren't actually factual. You are the victim of crime here, but you've got no right to take that title because whilst you're a victim, there has to be an oppressor.
Yeah, and he's not here.
No. So who's taken over?
Me.
All the things that you've created in your mind, we'd like to see them as we see them, in a factual basis.
Yeah.
We see an externally fragile lady, but underneath, we absolutely 100% know there is a feisty woman in there who takes no rubbish, and we know that because there was one person that he really feared. He tried to get through me to Jaden, and I stood up to him and he backed down. So well done, you.
Sounds like you were the only person that ever stood up to him.
And you said, I didn't do my job well enough.
Did you protect her that day?
Yes. Yeah. I had to. She's my baby.
Yeah. Never gave in, did you?
No.
In that moment, was there anything else that you could have done, Sam?
No. No.
I agree.
I could hear her saying, I'm coming now. You said, it's the phone and him, or me and safety.
She chose the phone and him.
Yeah.
Who chose the phone?
Jaden. Not me.
No. In that moment, as a mum, did you do your job?
Yes.
Did you do everything you could?
Yes.
Totally agree. Totally agree. The last time you saw her could have been fighting, arguing, calling each other because you're both stubborn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Peas in a pod.
Yeah,
like
too
that.
much alike, actually. She reminded me of myself at that age.
Okay. All that could have happened. the day that she died, I kissed her, I told her I love her. Let me ask you, is there anything else you could have done at that moment?
No.
If somebody said to you, this is your last moment that you're going to get with Jaden, and you've got no choice over it, what would you say and do?
The same thing.
Absolutely. You had absolutely no control over that situation, Sam. But faced with that, you did what every parent would ever want if that was the last moment with their child or a loved one. And you got to do that. That was a blessing.
It was. She knew I loved her.
Of course you did.
Of course you knew.
Think we can look at the photograph?
Okay.
We've talked a lot about it, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, that face. I was so happy. I love that face.
That's better.
I love that face so much. She had a beautiful smile. Poor kid looked like her mum.
I was going to... Do you know what? When you smile, you look so
Just like her.
beautiful and just look like her, and your whole face lights up. You're carrying her memories, her love inside you and always will. For every time you smile, you're sharing a smile with Jaden.
I didn't think of it like that.
There's another photograph under here as well, which is the last one that you had with her.
That day when you sent her off in the best way you ever could have done.
And she knew that she was loved.
I can see that. You can see it in her face. Oh. You can see the happiness in her face and the worry in mine. I love that kid.
She knew that.
She knew. So do you remember when you gave us that incorrect and very inaccurate line, I didn't do my job well enough?
I did my job well enough.
Absolutely, you did. You went above and beyond, really, because you did things that you even didn't want to, but you did it for her.
She is happy there.
And there comes a point where you've got to live your life and celebrate hers.
Yeah.
Because her life wasn't about her death. Her life was about the fact that she liked to dance, she liked to sing, she liked makeup.
In fact, I remember some ruby slippers.
Yeah.
Should we have a look at those?
Yeah.
You've not seen them since, have you?
Did those shoes see a lot of fun?
She slept in them for about 2 weeks. She wouldn't come off her feet. Still got the mud on where she danced in the garden.
That's a better memory.
Yeah.
Can I see what else is in this box?
Yeah.
What's in this?
Have
a look.
Ooh.
What's that?
To Mum, happy Mum Day. Love from Tiny.
Tiny.
Her nickname was Tiny McGriney. Oh. I remember this.
What was that from?
It's like a token. And so it said, to Mum, I promise to let you be who you want to be, from Jaden.
There's your permission.
I don't think she could make it any clearer.
Not really.
You said to us that we wanted your life to start again today. And you said that would happen if you could look at a picture of Jaden without having a panic attack.
I've done it.
You could look at the memory box and go through the beautiful times walking outside on your own. What would stop you?
Me.
The outside world, though, never did anything to you or to Jaden or to your family. people, didn't do anything, just one. Don't punish the whole world for one person's actions. And that one person met his match when he met you.
Just one question. Is today the day that you stop becoming a victim and you start becoming a victor?
Yes. Today's the day I go back with hope in my heart. With maybe a future that looks a bit brighter than it has done for the past 6 years. It looks a lot brighter than the past 6 years.
Well done, Sam.
Hiya.
I love you, Dad.
Love you too.
Thank you.